match day one proved to be everything that we pretty much predicted. I didn't think that some of the upsets that occurred would, but it's only going to be a good thing.
It's Australia who get this Under-20 Junior World Championships for 2012 underway.
Well, the incredible thing was the upset, obviously, of the hosts, South Africa, going down to Ireland. And it's the first time that I've seen a South African side basically roll over.
Ireland on the surge here, and it's a strong run from Coughlin. Under the post he goes.
And the delight for the Irish fans, they're having the time of their life.
Time is up, and Ireland have caused a major upset here.
Ireland just did enough, and they spoilt what ball South Africa had, and I think that's the reason why they were beaten so comprehensively. I just thought that the way their loose forwards worked, also their tight five was really dominant, and the South Africans hardly got out of second gear. They'll be a totally different side, I'm sure, for the next two matches, but it's just what the tournament needed. New Zealand looked good. It's hard to gauge whether New Zealand are that great or Samoa were so poor, but two players really stood out for me. I thought Peter Aki in the midfield along with Emery, they were just outstanding. They just seemed to have a rhythm. The interesting thing about it too is that these are the two backup second five and centre. They're not the top front line. We'll see them in action in the next match, and so that's going to be the interesting thing for me. Is this New Zealand side capable of winning a fifth title? I'm not so sure. I think that they've got some deficiencies, especially at the line-out and also at the kick-off, and if they're unable to get that part of the game right, I think that they'll struggle against the better sides later on in the tournament. Australia are a side that always seem to perform very well in pool stages, but when it comes down to the crunch and the business end, they seem to be wanting, and a word that they probably won't want to hear is choke. I don't think they're going to choke this year. They've got a number of players who have been on the IRB 7 circuit for a few seasons. Liam Gill, I think, is an outstanding young player that's going to be the next number 7 for Australia. I think they've got the right mix, and I think that Australia alongside England pose the biggest threats for the men in black. I'm lucky enough to be working on two of the matches at Dunny Craven Stadium on Friday. New Zealand against Wales. I doubt Wales will be beaten by 92 points as they were last year. That was an absolute embarrassment, and they'll be well aware of that. It'll be a different game. I think that New Zealand will pull out their best side as well. And so that match actually has a lot riding on it because New Zealand want to try and get as many points as they can to qualify first. Wales, on the other hand, I think, give themselves a chance of making it through to the semi-finals, and so that's going to be a cracking match. The other one for me is England against Ireland. That's the pool of death. Obviously the Irish upsetting South Africa and England wanting to qualify first in that group. That's going to be a brilliant match. Obviously South Africa losing that first game means that they'll want to post as many points as they can against Italy, and then they'll wait for that third and final match, which will decide actually which team goes through and which is the best qualifier as well. But don't write off the other games that aren't as important to some people. I think of the match between Fiji and Samoa. These sides, they don't want to qualify last, because by qualifying last means they go into promotion relegation, and all 12 teams will be playing in this magnificent tournament next year in France. Impossible to predict who the semi-finalists are going to be at this early stage. Everything rides on the outcome of matches in day two. I think that that's really where teams are going to make a claim for that fourth and third and second position, and really looking forward to the action.